Have you ever noticed how your muscles just don't feel the same anymore? Maybe it's harder to get up from a chair, or you find yourself more tired after simple tasks. It's easy to blame it all on just getting older, isn't it? But what if I told you that it's not simply age catching up to you? Recent studies show that many changes we chalk up to aging actually come from small habits we overlook every day. Things like subtle muscle loss, restless nights, or even that nagging forgetfulness aren't just normal signs of getting old. They can be signals our body sends when we neglect certain parts of our health. Yet, these issues often get brushed aside as something we just have to live with. That's why in today's video, I want to walk with you through 10 little-known secrets that can help you feel stronger, sharper, and more connected, no matter your age. Stick around, because near the end, I'll share the single most powerful habit that could transform the way you experience growing older. Let's explore this journey together, with hope, understanding, and simple steps you can start today. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Secret 1. Accept and love yourself. It's a feeling that creeps in quietly, often when you least expect it. Maybe it's early in the morning, when you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and notice another wrinkle, a new gray hair, or a body that doesn't move quite the way it once did. For many people over 65, these changes can bring a subtle ache, a sense that you're losing parts of yourself, piece by piece, as time marches on. It's easy to dismiss these feelings, telling yourself, this is just how it goes. Maybe you shrug off the soreness in your knees or the stiffness in your hands, convincing yourself that everyone your age feels this way. Or you avoid the camera at family gatherings, hiding from the lens because you don't recognize the person staring back at you. Over time, these quiet moments of discomfort can add up, leaving you feeling invisible or even disconnected from the person you used to be. But here's a question you might not have asked yourself. Is this discomfort truly an inevitable part of aging, or is it possible that the harshest critic you face is yourself? What if the real struggle isn't about the changes in your body, but about the stories you tell yourself when those changes happen? We're often taught to expect decline as we get older, to see aging as a kind of loss. But the truth is, much of our suffering comes not from our years, but from how we see ourselves, how we judge, criticize, and sometimes even abandon the person in the mirror. Science tells us something powerful. How we think about ourselves can shape our physical and emotional health. Studies from Harvard and Stanford have shown that seniors who maintain a positive self-image and practice self-compassion live longer, healthier, and happier lives. When you approach yourself with kindness, acknowledging your efforts, forgiving your missteps, and celebrating your small victories, your brain releases hormones that lower stress, reduce inflammation, and even protect your heart. On the other hand, constant self-criticism can raise your blood pressure, weaken your immune system, and make daily life feel heavier than it needs to be. So, how do you break this cycle and start loving the person you are right now, not just the person you used to be? It doesn't require any grand gestures or expensive therapies. The simplest acts can have the biggest impact. Try this every morning. Stand in front of the mirror and say something kind to yourself. It could be as simple as, I'm proud of what I've made it through, or I am enough just as I am. Write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself: your patience, your sense of humor, and the way you care for others. If a negative thought creeps in, gently notice it and let it pass, like a cloud drifting across the sky, rather than holding onto it. Make it a habit, and over time, you'll notice the inner critic quieting down and a gentler, wiser voice taking its place. Let me share a quick story about a woman named Helen from Ohio. Helen spent most of her 70s feeling invisible. She stopped going to her weekly card game and avoided family pictures because she thought she looked too old. One day, her granddaughter handed her a journal and challenged her to write down one thing she liked about herself each night. At first, Helen struggled. But slowly, She filled the pages with memories, kindnesses, and even silly things like her famous apple pie. By the end of the year, Helen found herself laughing more, reconnecting with friends, and even volunteering at her local library. She realized the parts of herself she tried to hide were the very things her loved ones cherished most. Aging gracefully isn't about denying the passage of time. It's about honoring your journey, seeing yourself with gentle eyes, and embracing the person you've become. Every wrinkle, every scar, every silver hair is a testament to a life well lived. So, the next time you find yourself being harsh or critical, pause for a moment. Remind yourself, you are worthy of love and acceptance, not despite your age, but because of it. This is your time to shine with wisdom and kindness, especially towards yourself. Secret 2. Maintain genuine, deep social connections. There's a moment every day that feels quieter than the rest. Maybe it's after breakfast, when you glance at the empty chair across the table, or later in the afternoon, when you hear laughter outside your window but realize you haven't had a real conversation in days. For so many people over 65, loneliness can sneak up on you, not because you're truly alone, but because meaningful connections have become harder to reach. It's common to believe that it's just part of getting older. Children are busy with their lives, friends move away or pass on, and sometimes even a house full of people can still feel empty. But is loneliness inevitable as we age, or could it be a signal, a gentle nudge reminding us to reach out, to reconnect, and to seek deeper relationships? What if it's not about the number of people around us, but the depth of the bonds we nurture? So often, we settle for surface-level interactions, polite small talk at the grocery store, or a quick phone call on birthdays. But what our hearts truly long for is someone who listens, someone who remembers our stories, who laughs at our jokes, who sits with us in silence and understands the unspoken. Science has a lot to say about the power of connection. According to research from the National Institute on Aging and Harvard Medical School, seniors with close, meaningful relationships, whether with family, friends, or their community, not only live longer, but report feeling happier, more secure, and even physically healthier. Connection acts like a protective shield, lowering stress, strengthening the immune system, and even reducing the risk of dementia. But genuine relationships don't happen by accident. They're built with small acts of vulnerability, trust, and kindness over time. So, how do you begin to strengthen, or even rebuild, those genuine social bonds in your life? Start with something small, something simple. If you've lost touch with an old friend, send a letter or make a phone call, just to say you're thinking of them. Join a local group, whether it's a book club, a walking group, or a community class. Volunteer for a cause that matters to you. You might be surprised how quickly shared purpose creates new friendships. Even something as simple as inviting a neighbor for coffee can open a door. And when you do meet with others, try to go a little deeper. Ask how they're truly doing, listen with your heart, and share a little of yourself in return. Let me tell you about George, a widower from Pennsylvania. After his wife passed, George spent months barely leaving the house, convinced no one wanted to hear from an old man with nothing left to say. But one Sunday, his daughter persuaded him to attend a local veterans' breakfast. At first, George kept to himself, but then someone at his table asked about the old Navy pin on his jacket. That question opened a flood of stories, and suddenly, George realized he wasn't invisible after all. Week by week, he built new friendships. Now, he helps organize the breakfasts, and his phone rings with invitations for lunch, for help with the garden, or just to swap stories. George says those connections gave him back a sense of belonging he thought he'd lost forever. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The truth is, we all need people, not just to fill the silence, but to remind us that we matter, that we are seen, that our lives and our stories are valuable. It's never too late to reach out, to nurture old friendships, or create new ones. Every shared memory, every heartfelt conversation, is another thread in the tapestry of a well-lived life. So if you're feeling alone, remember, The world is full of people who would be grateful for your company, your wisdom, and your kindness. Reach out today. The warmth of genuine connection is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself and others. Secret 3. Keep your mind curious and always learning. It's funny how, as the years go by, people often expect us to slow down, not just in our bodies, but in our minds. You might find yourself being told, sometimes even by your children, "Oh, you don't need to worry about learning that new gadget," or "It's too late to pick up something new at your age." And maybe, after hearing it enough, you start to believe it yourself. You stick with the same daily routines, read the same newspaper columns, and watch the same television programs, letting your world gently shrink around you. At first, it might feel comforting, like wrapping yourself in a warm, familiar blanket. But, over time, you might notice that things begin to lose their sparkle. Days start to blur together, and you catch yourself forgetting where you left your keys or struggling to recall a word that used to come so easily. But what if getting older didn't have to mean growing stagnant? What if your brain, just like your muscles, thrives on being challenged, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated? Scientific research backs this up. The latest studies from the Alzheimer's Association and the University of California show that seniors who stay mentally active, by learning new skills, trying unfamiliar activities, or simply feeding their curiosity, maintain sharper memories, quicker thinking, and even greater emotional well-being. Exercising your mind by taking on something new can build fresh neural connections, essentially keeping your brain young from the inside out. So, how can you bring that sense of curiosity and lifelong learning back into your days? The answer doesn't have to be overwhelming or expensive. It could be as simple as picking up a crossword puzzle with your morning coffee or learning a few words in a new language, just for fun. Try cooking a dish you've never made before, or take a walk in a part of your neighborhood you've never explored. If you enjoy reading, swap your usual genre for something different. A mystery novel instead of history, or poetry instead of prose. And don't be afraid of technology. Your grandchildren might laugh as you learn to send your first text message or join a video call, but the joy of connecting with them in new ways is worth every bit of effort. I once met a woman named Alice from Oregon, who at 76 decided she was finally going to learn to play the piano, a dream she'd carried since she was a little girl. At first, her hands felt stiff, and reading music seemed like deciphering a secret code. But Alice set aside 10 minutes each afternoon to practice. Slowly, her fingers loosened, and the notes started to make sense. After a few months, she could play simple melodies. Her confidence grew, and she even performed "Happy Birthday" at her granddaughter's party. Alice's family marveled at her progress, but what mattered most to Alice was the joy and challenge she found each day. Learning something new made her feel vibrant and alive, regardless of the number on her birthday cake. The world is so much bigger than we sometimes let ourselves remember, and your mind is still hungry for wonder. When you stay curious and keep learning, you're not just sharpening your memory. You're opening doors to new friendships, new laughter, and new adventures. Don't let anyone, least of all yourself, tell you it's too late to grow. This stage of life can be filled with firsts, not just lasts. So go ahead, sign up for that painting class, start a new hobby, or simply ask why a little more often. Every time you stretch your mind, you remind yourself, and everyone around you, that the journey of discovery is a gift that never gets old. Secret 4. Care for your physical health daily. As we grow older, it's easy to start thinking that feeling stiff, tired, or achy is just something we have to accept. Maybe you notice it takes a little longer to get up from a chair, or your morning walk isn't quite as easy as it used to be. Sometimes, you might tell yourself, "I'm just getting old," and put off doing much about it. After all, who wants to push too hard or risk injury? It's natural to want to slow down and rest. But here's the thing many of us don't realize. Our bodies need movement and care every single day, no matter our age, to stay strong and keep us feeling good. Ignoring this need can lead to a cycle of weakness and fatigue that makes everyday tasks feel harder than they should. But what if the secret to feeling better, more energetic, and more independent lies in caring for your body in small, gentle ways every day? You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Recent research from the Mayo Clinic and the National Institute on Aging highlights that even light daily activity, like walking, stretching, or gentle yoga, can improve your muscle strength, balance, and heart health. These activities help reduce the risk of falls, boost your mood, and even improve your sleep. The key is consistency, not intensity. So, how do you start? The best part is, caring for your physical health can fit naturally into your day. Maybe you decide to take a short walk around your neighborhood each morning, feeling the fresh air and watching the world wake up. Or you stretch gently while listening to your favorite music before breakfast. You could try chair exercises if standing is uncomfortable, or follow a simple routine from a community center or online video tailored to seniors. It's about listening to your body and moving in ways that feel good, not painful. Even a few minutes a day can make a difference, and as your strength grows, so will your confidence and enjoyment. Let me tell you about Jim, a 72-year-old retiree from Florida. Jim had started to notice that his knees ached and he felt more tired after climbing stairs. He was worried he'd have to give up his favorite hobby, gardening. After talking with his doctor, Jim began a simple routine, a daily 10-minute walk followed by light stretching. At first, it felt challenging, but he stuck with it. Within a few months, not only did his knee pain lessen, but he found he had more energy to tend to his roses and vegetables. Jim even joined a local walking group, making new friends and rediscovering his love for the outdoors. His story shows how small, consistent steps can lead to big changes in how we feel and live. Taking care of your physical health isn't about perfection or pushing yourself too hard. It's about honoring your body and giving it what it needs to thrive. It's a daily promise you make to yourself, to move a little, breathe deeply, eat nourishing foods, and rest well. When you do this, you create a foundation that supports everything else. Your independence, your joy, and your ability to enjoy the moments that matter most. Remember, every day is a fresh chance to care for yourself. You have the strength to choose movement over stillness, health over neglect, and life over limitation. So, take that gentle step today. Your body and your spirit will thank you for it. Secret 5. Avoid regrets by living fully in the present. As the years pass, it's easy to find your mind drifting back to what-ifs and if-onlys. Maybe you catch yourself thinking about opportunities you missed, words you wish you'd said, or moments you wish you could relive. These regrets can feel like heavy shadows, quietly weighing down your heart and stealing joy from today. It's a feeling many of us share, though few speak about it openly. We tell ourselves that it's natural to look back with some sadness, that regret is just part of growing older. But what if holding on to those regrets keeps us from fully embracing the life still unfolding before us? Imagine, instead, what it might feel like to gently let go of the past's hold and bring your attention to this very moment. Living fully in the present doesn't mean forgetting your history or pretending pain never happened. It means choosing to meet today with openness and gratitude, to savor the small joys and connections that make life rich and meaningful. It's not always easy, especially when memories tug at your heart, but it's one of the most freeing gifts you can give yourself. Scientists have found that practicing mindfulness, being fully present with your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, can reduce stress, improve mental clarity, and even boost your immune system. By training your mind to notice the here and now, you give yourself permission to heal old wounds and stop replaying regrets on a loop. This practice helps you see that while you can't change the past, you have the power to shape how you experience each new day. So how do you start living more fully in the present? Begin with simple steps. When you wake up, take a moment to notice your breath and the warmth of your bed. During meals, really taste your food and appreciate the effort that went into it. When you talk with a friend or family member, listen deeply instead of thinking about what you'll say next. If troubling memories arise, acknowledge them kindly, then gently return your focus to what's around you. Writing in a journal about daily moments of gratitude or peace can also help anchor you in the present. I want to share a story about Margaret, a 78-year-old grandmother from Michigan. For years, Margaret carried regret over a strained relationship with her sister, a rift that had lasted decades. She often found herself stuck in sadness, wishing she could turn back time. One day, encouraged by a friend, she began practicing mindfulness and journaling about the good memories she still cherished. Slowly, Margaret felt a shift. She reached out to her sister with a simple letter, not expecting much but hoping to reconnect. To her surprise, her sister wrote back, and they began rebuilding their bond one step at a time. Margaret told me, "Letting go of regret didn't erase the past, but it opened my heart to the present, and that's where life happens." Living without regret isn't about perfection or denying past mistakes. It's about embracing the here and now with kindness and courage. Every breath you take is a chance to start fresh, to find beauty in simple things, and to create moments worth remembering. So, whenever your mind starts wandering back to what could have been, gently remind yourself that the present moment is a precious gift. You are still writing your story, and it's never too late to fill it with grace, love, and joy. Secret 6. Nurture your passions and hobbies. As the years settle in, it's common to feel that life has slowed down, and sometimes that the things that once brought joy don't hold the same spark anymore. Maybe you find yourself watching more television or going through the motions of daily routines, but deep down, there's a quiet longing for something more. A passion or hobby that used to light up your days, or something new you've always wanted to try. It's easy to let these desires fade into the background, telling ourselves that it's too late to start again or that we don't have the energy or time. But nurturing your passions, no matter your age, can bring a renewed sense of purpose, joy, and connection to life. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Have you ever wondered why so many seniors who stay actively engaged in hobbies seem to glow with vitality? It's not just a coincidence. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that pursuing interests and creative activities helps keep the brain sharp, reduces feelings of loneliness, and boosts emotional well-being. Whether it's painting, gardening, playing an instrument, knitting, or even learning to dance, these activities invite joy, challenge, and a sense of accomplishment into your days. They remind us that we're not defined by age, but by the interests and passions that make us feel alive. So, how do you reconnect with your passions or discover new ones? Start small and gently. Maybe dust off that old guitar sitting in the corner, or plant a few flowers in a pot on your porch. Sign up for a class at your community center, or watch online tutorials from the comfort of your living room. The goal isn't to become a professional artist or expert gardener overnight, but to enjoy the process of creating, exploring, and learning. These moments can lift your spirits, provide a healthy distraction from worries, and even help you meet like-minded friends who share your interests. Let me tell you about Rose, a 74-year-old woman from Colorado. After retiring, Rose felt a bit lost without the daily structure of work. One day, she picked up a set of watercolors she hadn't used in decades. At first, she was hesitant, worried she'd forgotten how to paint. But soon, the colors and brushstrokes brought her back to a place of peace and happiness. Rose began sharing her paintings with friends and even held a small exhibit at her local library. More importantly, she found joy in those quiet afternoons with her art supplies. For Rose, nurturing her passion didn't just fill her time, it filled her heart. Passions and hobbies are more than just ways to pass time. They are gifts we give ourselves that nourish our spirit and mind. They remind us of who we are beyond age and labels, connecting us to our creativity, curiosity, and joy. So, if there's something you've always loved or something new that catches your eye, don't hesitate. Take that first step. Your passions are waiting to be rediscovered, and they hold the power to make your golden years truly shine. Secret 7. Cultivate positive thinking and gratitude. As we move through life, it's natural to notice how our thoughts shape our days. Maybe you've caught yourself dwelling on what's missing, complaining about aches, worrying about the future, or feeling overwhelmed by the challenges that come with aging. It's easy to fall into a pattern of negative thinking, where small frustrations feel bigger than they are, and gratitude seems harder to find. Many seniors tell me they wish they could just think more positively, but it's not always clear how to start or if it makes a difference. The good news is, cultivating positive thinking and gratitude isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. It's about training your mind to focus on the good, even when things aren't perfect. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to shine with warmth and joy, even during tough times? Science offers some answers. Studies from the University of California and the Mayo Clinic show that practicing gratitude and positive thinking can reduce stress hormones, lower blood pressure, improve sleep quality, and strengthen the immune system. When you regularly focus on what you appreciate and frame challenges as opportunities to learn or grow, your brain rewires itself to notice more of life's blessings. This doesn't mean you'll never feel sadness or frustration, but over time, positive thinking can make those feelings easier to manage. So, how can you nurture this mindset in your own life? Start simple. Each day, try writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Whether it's the smile from a neighbor, the warmth of sunlight on your porch, or a favorite song that lifts your spirits. When a negative thought creeps in, acknowledge it kindly, then gently shift your focus to something good. Surround yourself with uplifting people, read inspiring stories, or listen to music that makes you feel hopeful. And don't forget to speak kindly to yourself. Instead of harsh self-criticism, try saying, "I'm doing the best I can," or "I'm grateful for this moment." I remember meeting Tom, a 69-year-old man from Arizona, who struggled with feelings of loneliness after retiring. He found himself focusing on what he'd lost: his routine, his coworkers, his energy. But when his granddaughter gave him a gratitude journal as a gift, Tom started jotting down simple joys every evening. A good cup of coffee, a call from an old friend, a beautiful sunset. Over months, he noticed a shift. He felt lighter, smiled more, and even rekindled friendships he'd let fade. Tom said, "Gratitude didn't change my life overnight, but it changed how I see my life, and that made all the difference." Remember, cultivating positive thinking and gratitude is a practice, not a quick fix. It's about gently rewiring your mind, one thought at a time, toward kindness and appreciation. This simple shift can brighten your days, deepen your relationships, and strengthen your resilience. So, take a moment today to find something good, however small, and let it fill your heart. Your attitude is a powerful gift. Choose to nurture it with hope, warmth, and gratitude. Secret 8. Take care of your mental health. Don't hesitate to seek help. As we journey through our later years, it's easy to focus on our physical health, taking medications, visiting doctors, and staying active. But there's another kind of health that's just as important, yet often overlooked: our mental health. Many seniors face feelings of sadness, anxiety, or loneliness, but too often, these emotions go unspoken or untreated. There's still a stigma around mental health, especially for those who grew up in a time when toughing it out was the norm. You might think that feeling down is just part of getting older, or that you should handle it on your own. But the truth is, your mental well-being deserves care and attention, just like your body does. Have you ever wondered why sometimes, despite doing everything right, you feel overwhelmed or disconnected? Mental health struggles can sneak in quietly, sometimes as persistent sadness, trouble sleeping, or loss of interest in things you once loved. These feelings are not signs of weakness. They are signals that your mind needs support. Seeking help is not about admitting defeat. It's about recognizing your strength and choosing to care for yourself fully. Professionals like counselors, therapists, and support groups offer safe spaces to share, heal, and find strategies to cope with life's challenges. Research from the National Alliance on Mental Illness and other health organizations shows that seniors who receive mental health support experience improved mood, better physical health, and higher quality of life. Talking with a trusted professional or joining a support group can reduce feelings of isolation and provide tools to manage stress, grief, or anxiety. You don't have to face these struggles alone. Help is available, and it works. So, how do you take that first step toward nurturing your mental health? Start by talking to someone you trust, a family member, friend, or your doctor, about how you're feeling. If you notice persistent sadness or anxiety, don't hesitate to ask for a referral to a mental health professional. Many communities offer counseling services designed especially for older adults, often with affordable or sliding scale fees. You might also find comfort in peer support groups, where sharing your story with others who understand can be incredibly healing. Simple self-care practices like mindfulness, gentle exercise, and maintaining a routine also play important roles in supporting your mental well-being. I'd like to share the story of Walter, a 75-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. After his wife passed away, Walter found himself withdrawing from friends and activities he once enjoyed. He felt a heavy sadness that didn't lift, but he was hesitant to seek help, thinking he should handle it himself. Eventually, a close friend encouraged him to visit a counselor specializing in grief. With time and support, Walter learned new ways to cope and found comfort in connecting with others who had similar experiences. Today, Walter volunteers at a local community center and says, "Getting help didn't make me weak, it gave me strength I didn't know I had." Remember, mental health is a vital part of your overall well-being. Taking care of your mind is just as important as caring for your body, and reaching out for support is a courageous, empowering choice. You deserve to feel heard, understood, and supported at every stage of life. If you're struggling, know that you are not alone, and help is always within reach. Embrace the strength to seek the care you need, and open the door to healing, hope, and renewed joy. Secret 9. Maintain independence and self-control. As we grow older, one of the deepest desires many of us share is to remain independent, to make our own choices, manage our daily lives, and keep control over what matters most. Independence isn't just about doing things by yourself. It's about preserving your dignity, your freedom, and your sense of self. Yet, sometimes, the challenges of aging, whether health concerns, mobility changes, or the worries of loved ones, can make it feel like independence is slipping away. It's common to hear phrases like, "Maybe it's time to let others take over," or "You don't have to do everything on your own anymore." While these words often come from care and concern, they can also unintentionally chip away at your confidence and control. But what if maintaining your independence is not only possible but essential for your happiness and well-being? Studies from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show that seniors who remain engaged in managing their own lives tend to have better physical health, stronger mental sharpness, and higher life satisfaction. Taking charge of your daily routines, decisions, and personal care can boost your confidence and provide a meaningful sense of purpose. It's about finding ways to adapt and continue doing what you love, on your terms. So, how can you nurture and protect your independence as you navigate the changes that come with aging? Start by focusing on what you can do, rather than what you can't. Simple adjustments, like organizing your home for easy access, using assistive devices, or planning your day to include activities that match your energy level, can make a big difference. Don't hesitate to ask for help when you need it, but see that help as a tool to support your autonomy, not replace it. Technology can be a great ally too. From medication reminders to voice-activated assistants, these tools empower you to live confidently and safely. Let me share the story of Evelyn, a 78-year-old retired nurse from Texas. After a mild stroke, Evelyn worried she'd lose the ability to care for herself. Instead of giving in to those fears, she worked with her therapist to relearn daily tasks and embraced new tools, like grab bars in her bathroom and a tablet to keep in touch with family. Evelyn also planned her meals ahead of time and joined a senior fitness class to regain strength. Today, she lives independently in her own home, managing her schedule and staying socially active. Evelyn says, "Independence isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about making choices that keep me in charge of my life." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Remember, maintaining independence is a journey, not a race. It's about honoring your needs and limits while holding on to the freedom that makes life rich and fulfilling. By staying proactive and embracing support as a partner, not a crutch, you can continue living life on your terms. Your independence is a powerful expression of who you are, and protecting it nurtures your spirit, confidence, and joy. So keep making choices that reflect your values and desires. You deserve to live fully and freely every day. Secret 10. Embrace love and sharing from others. As we age, we often come to realize that life's richest moments aren't just about what we achieve or accumulate, but about the love we give and receive. Yet, sometimes accepting love and kindness from others can feel harder than we expect. Maybe you found yourself hesitating to ask for help, or brushing off offers of companionship because you don't want to feel like a burden. It's a common feeling among seniors to want to remain strong and self-reliant, but the truth is, embracing love and sharing, both giving and receiving, is one of the most powerful ways to feel connected and fulfilled in your later years. Have you ever noticed how a simple smile, a gentle hug, or a heartfelt conversation can lift your spirits in an instant? Those moments remind us that we are not alone, that our lives matter deeply to others. Studies from the University of Michigan and the Greater Good Science Center show that seniors who engage in loving relationships and share kindness experience lower stress levels, better immune function, and greater happiness. Love and sharing create bonds that nourish the soul, heal emotional wounds, and build resilience against life's challenges. So, how can you open your heart to love and connection, even if it feels unfamiliar or scary at times? Start by allowing yourself to receive. Accept invitations from family and friends, say yes to coffee dates or phone calls, and don't be afraid to express your needs and feelings. Sharing your stories, your laughter, and even your struggles invites others in and deepens your relationships. Remember, love is a two-way street. It flows when you both give and accept. Volunteering, joining clubs, or participating in community events can also offer wonderful opportunities to share your time and talents, creating joy for you and those you touch. I want to share a story about Clara, a 73-year-old widow from Maine. After losing her husband, Clara felt a deep loneliness she thought she would carry forever. At first, she declined most social invitations, afraid of feeling vulnerable. But her neighbor gently encouraged her to join a weekly knitting circle. Hesitant at first, Clara attended and soon discovered a warm group of friends who listened, laughed, and cared for one another. Through sharing her time and opening up about her experiences, Clara found new love and support she hadn't expected. She told me, "Opening my heart to others gave me a new family and a new joy in life." Embracing love and sharing from others is not a sign of weakness, but a beautiful expression of our humanity. It's a reminder that we belong, that we are valued, and that even in our later years, we can continue to build meaningful connections that enrich our lives. So today, take a small step. Reach out to someone, accept their kindness, or share a moment of your time. These acts weave the fabric of love that sustains us all, lighting up our days with warmth and hope. Your heart is a treasure. Let it be open to receive and give love freely, because you deserve nothing less. As we come to the end of this journey together, remember that aging gracefully is not about perfection or avoiding challenges. It's about embracing life with kindness, curiosity, and an open heart. The 10 secrets we've explored aren't just tips. They are invitations to live fully, to cherish yourself, and to connect deeply with those around you. Whether it's accepting and loving who you are, nurturing meaningful relationships, keeping your mind active, caring for your body, or opening your heart to love and sharing, each step is a powerful way to make your golden years truly shine. Life doesn't slow down just because the years add up. Your spirit, your dreams, and your capacity for joy remain vibrant and alive. It's never too late to start a new hobby, learn something new, or reach out to a friend. Small, consistent actions create the biggest change, and you deserve to feel strong, happy, and connected every single day. So, what secret spoke to you the most today? Which one will you carry forward into your life? I invite you to share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Your experience might inspire someone else on this path. And if this video brought you hope or encouragement, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content designed just for you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your journey is unique, beautiful, and worthy of celebration. Keep embracing every moment with love, courage, and joy. Your best years are still ahead.